Welcome to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you coming and checking it out. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. So what we got going on today, guys, is something totally different from Bigfoot. Don't get me wrong, there's more Bigfoot to come. Working on a couple stories presently, but once in a while I'm going to sprinkle in some other mysterious stuff, and if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. Now today what I have is I've found an image, an old Hubble telescope image. I've had this image for a while, but I've found something inside this image that is either the most crazy case of pareidolia or maybe one of the most profound things you'll ever see. So what I'm going to do is, before I show you the image, I'm going to have to set up a few things about the universe. So people that don't understand how big the universe is, I'm going to break it down to you guys really simply, really quickly, and I'll explain it to you like in relatable terms and things like that. Then I'll show you the image. I'll let you guys look for the image while I'm talking to you about the other stuff, and then finally I'll zoom into where I found what's hidden in this image, and I'll talk about that and I'll show you that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. I'd appreciate it. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, some quick stats and facts about the universe so you guys understand where I'm coming from a little bit later on. First of all, we have to talk about speed. The fastest human has ever gone is 37,000 miles per hour, around there. The Apollo 10 coming back from the moon. Now, that is nowhere close to the speed of light. When a human traveled at 37,000 miles per hour, that was going roughly 10 miles every second. That's how fast those gentlemen were going in Apollo 10. But still, that pales in comparison to the speed of light. The speed of light is 186,000 miles per, wait for it, second. Not miles per hour, but per second, okay? So if you could travel the speed of light and you started on the equator, you could travel around the planet 7.5 times in 1 second. Now we got to get the distance. The nearest star to us is Alpha Centauri. It is 4 light years away. So traveling at 186,000 miles per second, it would take 4 years to get there. With our modern spacecraft that we're building now to go to Mars and things like that, it would take us, in human years, 81,000 years to get there, to our closest star. Or that's 2,700 human generations. Think about that, guys. Alright, now let's get to size. The easiest way to explain the size of the universe to you guys is using an analogy. Pretend you pick up a teaspoon and you fill it full of sand. In that teaspoon there's between 25 and 100,000 grains of sand, okay? Just in that little teaspoon. Now think about all the sand on the beach that you've visited in your life. Okay, now think about all the sand on all the beaches, all the sand on all the deserts, all of the sand on the planet combined. How many grains of sand would that be? Mind-boggling, right? But the universe is so big that there are more stars than there are grains of sand on the planet, believe it or not. And every star that you see in the sky at night is a sun, just like our sun. Our sun is a yellow dwarf star, that's what it's called. But there are various types of different suns, bigger and smaller. Ours is on the smaller side. But every star you see in the universe has planets around it, people. Everybody. And I just told you there's more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the planet. And every one of those stars has planets around it. Now, not very many of them have like Earth-like planets maybe, but with that many numbers, it doesn't have to be a great percentage. Just even if it was 1% or 2%, that still means millions and millions and millions of civilizations out there. Alright, so I had to break that down to you guys so you guys can understand the terms that I'm going to be talking about here in a second. Now I'm going to show you this image and you guys tell me what you think about it. So without further ado, here it is, the Veil Nebula. Now I'm going to show you this image right here. I'm going to keep it here and I'm going to go into my little theory here about why I think it might be what I think it might be. Now, first of all, I'm pretty sure it's just a crazy, crazy case of pareidolia, you know, where you see faces and everything. You can see faces in bushes and clouds and all that. So I'm pretty sure that's what this is. But if it isn't, good Lord, this is going to blow your mind. I'll tell you what, when I first saw this hidden in there, I couldn't believe no one else had seen this. So, like I said, either it's a super, super case of pareidolia, where it's just like stellar gas and things like that, or, brace yourself, it's either an alien traveling through the universe or an angel. Take your pick. Okay, so here's my theory on this. I'm going to break it down like this to try to make it simple. Imagine a fish. Fish living underwater its whole life. It has really no idea about anything above the water, right? What's going on? It has no comprehension skills of an airplane or any of that. Literally, it knows nothing about anything outside of the water. So to me, that's kind of like, I'm going to call that a plane. It's on a lower plane or a lower level. That's what I think is going on with us. I think we're on a very, 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 very tiny level, which to us is normal. Or maybe I should put that a different way. I think we're on our normal level because it's normal to us. But the creator, whoever created the universe, whether you subscribe to the Big Bang or God created the universe, whoever's in charge out there is on a level that is so much bigger than us, is what I'm trying to say. Another thing, when they're on that level, the scale of our time and our measurements and things like that do not compute. They don't compute, on that level. They just don't do it. What I'm trying to say is, like, here on Earth, the shortest lifespan is the mayfly. It only has 24 hours to live, guys. But on the other extreme of that is the Greenland shark, and it pushes 300 years. And in between, there's a whole cornucopia of lifespans on Earth. Okay? So that's probably going on in the universe also. And on a different level, if they're on a different level, like whatever would be maybe 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years to us could be like a minute to them. Think about that. Also, what is light years for us could be like an inch to them or a foot. You know what I mean? Like, we have to stop thinking on our level when we're thinking about the universe and things like this. And one more thing about this, about time. Think about this on our planet, how long we've had electricity, like 140 years, right? Before that, civilization was doing all right, but after electricity, boom, supercharged. Like, look at all the technology that we have in the last 140 years because of electricity, right? Just think about that. Tens of thousands of years ago, up till 140 years ago, no electricity. Now we have electricity. Look at everything we have. So what I'm trying to say is the universe is 13.77 billion years old with a B. So my point being is that if there's other civilizations out there that are older than us, say they're 10,000 years or older than us, or 100,000, or say they're 1,000,000 years older than us as a civilization. Just imagine what they could do as far as manipulating time and space. So that's kind of the theory about why I think this might be something other than, well, no, I don't really think it is, but if it is, that's my theory of why it could be. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this, and I'm going to show you, in case anybody hasn't seen it yet, picked it out yourself so far. I'm going to zoom in on it, and I'll show you what I think, where everything is, and all that good stuff. Let's get to it. So here we go, guys. Here is the image I'm talking about in the Veil Nebula. Now if you look closely, like I said, this is either the most crazy case of pareidolia, or maybe something pretty significant that nobody else has found. But if you zoom on in here, do you guys see a face right there maybe? You guys see that face? Looks like he's wearing a crown, purple crown kind of. There's like a yellow band coming like down the middle of his face, over his nose. You see his mouth in there. I can zoom in closer. It looks like what appears to be an eye. Looks what appears to be an ear. I mean, I just can go on and on and on. Look, looks like he's got an arm there that's got something attached around it. It looks like something's coming, like he's telepathically charging something there. Maybe coming out of that crown or something, and he's controlling whatever he's traveling in. I mean, it just looks crazy to me. The first time I saw that, I'm like, whoa. It just caught my eye, and I zoomed in, and I'm like, man, that looks more and more like it's a person, or not a person, but like an angel or an alien or something sitting there. What do you guys think? You guys think it's just crazy, like just the way the gas is and all that, which is probably the case. But can you imagine that? Like, I mean, look at how that looks. And it looks like his leg comes down, and maybe right here's his foot on some kind of pedal or something. I mean, I don't know. It just crazy to me. The more I was looking at this, the more it just seems really crazy. You guys, I'm zooming in, and you guys can see his eye, right? And you see his ear there, and it looks like he's got like an earring dangling off of it or something. I mean, I don't know. But that crown there, look at those angles in that crown. I mean, look, it just... And then in the middle of the crown, it looks like there's some kind of green something there in the middle. It's like a V crown, if you know what I'm saying. It's like open in the middle, and it goes up on the sides, on both sides. Yeah, that's just fascinating to me that looks like that. So you guys leave me some comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Obviously it's probably just gas and stuff like that, but isn't it a crazy picture? And with all I told you about the universe, you know, you might be thinking, yeah, but how big is that? Well, this is 100 light years across from left to right is how big this is. But remember what I was telling you about the levels and time scales and all that. Like, to this person, or not person, but to this being, that wouldn't matter. Like, what takes 10,000 years for us, or 100,000 years for us, it's like a second to them maybe. And here's another thing I want you guys to think about. These aliens, or angels, if it's God's creation, you know, all that stuff, and they're on that other plane, that other level, think about it this way. You ever see one of those sci-fi movies with the 3D holographic galaxies hanging in the room where they can move around through it and all that? Now usually in those movies it's just one little room, right? But imagine it on a level where it's maybe like 1,000,000 times bigger than that, where they can literally just travel through like this. You know what I mean? And what we think is, oh, that's a nebula, that's a star that blew up. Sure, that's the way we explain it. Sure, that's the way ants would explain whatever, you know what I mean? Or a fish would explain getting yanked out of the water. Oh, I don't know what happened, it must have been this. You know what I mean? We can have our own scientific explanations of what happened, but on our level is what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's their way to travel through the massive universe. You know what I mean? And we look at it as, oh, that was an explosion. Well, maybe they made that explosion happen to get through there somehow. Maybe that was their mechanism, you know? To me, I don't know, that just, like I said, this is crazy to me that picture is in there. And like I said, it looks like he's controlling, like controlling himself through space. You guys leave me some comments, let me know what you think about this. Just a crazy picture, or maybe something different. Alright, I guess that's where we'll leave it. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Once again, I'm going to do some mysteries once in a while, but the Bigfoot stories are going to keep coming. Don't worry about that. But I'll sprinkle in some other type of mysteries once in a while also. Leave me some comments below. Let me know what you think about that. Do you like the other mysteries like this? Alright, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And make sure, if you haven't yet, subscribe. I mean, what are you waiting for? Until next time, remember, where there's a Willstar, there's a way. We'll talk to you guys later.